What's up, fellow lords of gaming, and welcome back to the channel. So we're jumping in with some more solo leveling Arise content. Specifically, before I start this video out, I want to take a look at the developer's notes. But what I want to do is take a look at some of the coupons that are available, or codes that are available for you currently. So starting off with the number 4, April Fools 4, use that code in order to claim your design tickets, some weapon enhancement tickets, and 1,000 essence stones. Really nice one there. Next one is I'm Not a Coupon. So in order to claim this one, you basically will get the card for April Fool's Day, and then you will get the little materials, emerald inside of it. So that's a good one as well. Next one is Fool But Cool. You can do this one in order to claim the profile for Emma's drawing of Alicia, and then you can also claim the Stay at Home Ruler title. All right, so next one up is we have the Prank You Very Much. That U is spelled with a U, so Prank You Very Much. You can claim the Lucky Clover's chests, 100 of the advanced monocrystals, and 500,000 gold inside there. So next one up is the Here I Am 2025, and this one's basically going to net you a skill rune premium chest, a rune blessing chest, and then 300 of these. And then the last coupon code is Secret Coupon 3, and I believe that one nets you just a one of these advancement discount coupon codes for like 30%, I believe it is. So make sure you net all of those, and then you can claim them in your reward box. Good enough codes basically for you. So now let's jump into talking about the developer's notes and what we got for the month of April that is coming to us in solo leveling Arise. So number one is that they're talking about increasing the difficulty for your dungeons. So your encore missions, your instance dungeons, and they want to increase these to enhance the sense of growth. They want to make them a little bit more engaging and more difficult. I think they're probably, to be honest with you, I think they're really in a sweet spot, but I can understand this. They also want to make the Proof of Strong available after clearing expanded tiers for 30 accordingly. So that's essentially giving you where you are. So you can see that it's going to basically go all the way up from challenge level 21 to tier 31, or tier 30. So, and then it'll have retroactive expansions as well. Next up is that they talk about adding the higher level artifacts and new artifacts that are available from these mission drops inside the game. Often is the case that I'm playing and I'm generally searching only really for 2 artifacts in the game. I'm either trying to get the expert or the curse sets inside of here. None of the and the outstanding as well. None of the other ones are really making their way into the game as terms of like items that people are desperate to need. Those are tend to be best in slot, and so most of the time I'm grinding for those, but I'm grinding for specific stats on those in order to make sure that I'm getting really good optimization on those. But they're talking about adding those so that they'll drop in higher dungeon stages, and they want to add new artifacts featuring unique set effects to be introduced. So those artifacts, they expect they're going to bring changes to the established meta. So that way we have a lot of strategic choices. If you guys remember, this was something that I talked about previously inside my videos, where I was looking at the way we currently build Sun Jin Woo, and essentially just having the one stat basically be his thing. We've had some things added to him for that give you some diversity, especially like some of the blessings that they've added as of recently that give you some reason to invest in perception and intelligence as well. So that way, like if you were playing with some of the newer feats inside the game, specifically like some of those that were allowing your shadows to stay out on the field, you're obviously going to need more points of intelligence, so that way you can get more MP, so that way your characters can stay out on the battlefield a lot more. So we're looking at things like that, and I'm hoping that they do continue that route where they add very breaking, or not breaking, groundbreaking, but very meta defining type of sets, artifacts that enable those things to come out more, because the defense penetration gimmick that they added was a nice little thing, but I think having ways to play into that defense penetration type thing, or having ways to play into your intelligence type strength or perception type strength, those would be really good overall to see. I want to see different Sun Jin-woo builds is what I want to do, and see different ways to play content instead of having to accomplish the content. Like, I want to be able to run through an entire stage and have my shadows out the entire time and help me farm a stage. That's what I want to see. So we'll see what those looks like as they add in some new artifacts and how groundbreaking they actually be. So to accommodate the new artifacts, they want to adjust the farming difficulty. So certain artifacts like the Crimson Knight, the Dragon Knight, the high ranking demon set, the Holy Skeleton, the Behemoth, the Red Eye, and the Aquamarine, they're no longer going to appear in higher stages. And that's, you've seen these sets. So all of those sets that are basically really just not there anymore or needed, they're basically going to have those drop off. That's a welcome addition in my opinion, just because as you start grinding, like I said, there really are only certain sets that you're looking to define the meta. So adding in those new sets in here and having these drop off. Now, hopefully they're going to do something that we can do with these sets other than just, breaking them or, salvaging or just selling them. Hopefully they come up with something that we can do for these sets. Realistically, they could just revamp these sets so that way they don't have to add new artifacts, but then, they don't really have you grinding for anything, since they'll end up having to just change them. So they talked about the artifact acquisition difficulty improvement and reflecting the feedbacks to farm specific artifacts. They will be improving the system to allow direct selection and exchange of desired artifacts using the proof of the strong tokens. So we already see this in a lot of games, and I think it's a good way to just basically have you grind for what you want. That gives a reason for you to come inside there and change those. So next up, they talked about the artifact reforge system. So it says our teams for well-farmed and enhanced artifacts to be effectively utilized. At times, a balanced synergy between newly introduced artifacts and already optimized ones is essential. To support this, they developed the artifact reforging system, allowing you to upgrade existing artifacts. If reforged artifacts will see their performance enhanced to match the level of new tier artifacts. The materials required for reforging can be obtained from instance dungeon and encore missions. Hunters, the time has come prepared for the Yagma raid. Only the ones prepared will be able to stop the massive threat in the upcoming battle. So this is important because what I thought that they were going to be doing when I first looked at this note was that they were going to be adding a system so that way we could go and reforge our artifacts, meaning changing substats on those, which is what I was really hoping for. But it looks like what they're going to come up is a way for you to basically reforge your current artifacts to bring them to the same level as what the new artifacts are going to have. But obviously all of this is with the intent that the new raid that is going to basically come to the game. So, if you've been playing Workshop of Brilliant Light, you can see over here that we're probably more than likely getting the Yagma raid that's going to basically be dropping in the game soon over here. So we'll have to see how that all looks and how that works out and what the gimmick is for this to see exactly which one of those you have. So next up, they talked about Guild All-Out War. So gathering each other's strengths is the working title for this. So they've got Guild Boss Renews. So they want to basically implement, strategic gameplay for guild bosses, and they want to change the way attributes work for the guild bosses. So essentially, instead of you going in fighting a guild boss and you having a set team that basically joins there where it's a set of 6, instead of doing that, you'll basically have a different change. So there will be a priority and you'll have like a set team of set team of 9. It'll be a set team of 6. So that way you have different lineups, and that way you'll basically end up having like maybe it's a fire and a wind week or something like that. It's basically going to reflect more like POD. So that should be interesting to some players. Guild Boss is decent enough mode for where it is right now. So they also have the new Guild All-Out War. The Guild Boss Rage Battle is going to allow you to showcase your strength against each other. So 5 guilds of the same rank get matched and you compete. The winner is determined by priority order. So your total rage generated against the guild boss and the total damage built, and then the guild member participation rate basically comes inside. So we've seen this before in other ones where essentially on a week-to-week basis, like I've seen it in other Netmarble games like 7 Deadly Sins, where on a given week you're paired up against another guild, and for the duration of that week or two, you're basically seeing who is contributing the most, and the person that contributes the most will then basically, you know, the guild that contributes the most is the guild that wins, and you gain some rewards from it. It's a nice way to get participation out of your guild and basically to make the guild a little bit more relevant other than just receiving the passive bonuses from them. So I don't mind the system. I actually like it as well. So we also had information about the limit break. So they want various improvements and new contents that are going to be coming in the April and May update. So they'll share more. They shared more in details about the April update, where they talked about the maximum floors for the Battlefield of Trials. Yeah, guys, the Battlefield of Trials. They're going to extend the total number of floors for these to floor 70. So an additional 10 floors are going to be basically added into here. I still haven't completed all of my 60 floors. There's some of them where I just haven't completed some of the missions, and I really probably need to jump on those. And I always wait till the very end to do my challenges, so that way I have the strongest teams. They also talk about the armory expansion and the reverse story hard mode that they want to add in the April update, and they want to change the battle mission information display feature that they're going to add, so hunters will be able to locate the insufficient trophies more easily. So essentially, if what that sounds like to me is the trophy system that you have in the game, they want to change the way you're able to figure out how you're getting to those. That's all that basically works out to, is so that way you can see what the path is to you getting those. Like, I completed a number of trophies for the Jeju system, and I, you know, completed all of those. And then I looked at some of the other trophies and I was like, yeah, I don't necessarily really care about some of these, but if you weren't tracking on what these are to basically obtain them, if you like some of these or not, and you want to put those medals in there. So they're talking about adding those. And then they have the water hunter, Hunter Sioran is going to join the raids as well. So it's kind of nice to come back around to this, because we have the hunters in the game, and if you were looking at the water type characters in the game, there haven't been a whole lot of changes and movements since we had Alicia Blanche, you know, Mylan Fisher, and Seiju Wu. I mean, the SR rank hunters haven't really been there, and I guess we have to come back at some point to the water hunters to make them a little bit more relevant in the game again. Particularly, I'm still having fun with Alicia, and you know, but they don't really have a role in here, as nobody's really playing Vulcan at this point anymore. So, you know, we'll have to see where that is. I think they need to start making some type of effort to make those workshops of brilliant lights a little bit more appealing to basically play, like maybe adding in new layers of difficulty, so that way you can then obtain some of the rewards. Like for instance, I don't particularly like playing the Commander of Transfiguration mode inside of here. So you can see our boy Yagma in the back right there. I don't particularly like playing the Commander of Transfiguration. This is not my thing. And I kind of prefer to play the Monarchs and the Monarch of White Flames and more. So we'll see. We'll see. But we've got a new water hunter joining us. Is just a point of right now is. So maybe Yagmina is going to be, you're going to have to come back around to the water-based teams at this point. So we'll have to see. The May update, they are preparing the 1-year anniversary appreciation. It's going to begin. They've got the multiplayer that is going to be added for Simulation Gates. Simulation Gates is probably one of the more boring contents for me to basically play at the moment, but I participate because of the rewards, and is there. And then they've got some new stories. The Busan Night Raids and the School Dungeon Break is going to be added as well. They talk about gym equipping slots. They're going to basically be expanded, so that should help out your Sun Jin Woo get a little bit more rounded. They're also talking about Sun Jin Woo's new job change, and the Yogaminut raid is going to be added. So the Remnant of Power for Yogaminut, I can't say that, you know what I mean? I can't say his goddamn name, so I apologize if I'm butchering the hell out of it. But essentially, that's that Remnant of Power is going to be added. So, you know, if you haven't already done Baron, then you'll basically be able to get his as well now inside of here. I still haven't completed Baron, to be perfectly honest with you guys. I don't play like every single day as much as I probably should, and complete everything as much as I should. So they talk about those being added in the month of May. They've got a Memorial Hunter will join in the Hunter Gates raid as well. This is a story of a hunter quietly preserved in the faded records of a forgotten world. I wonder who this is going to be. I wonder if it's going to be like Sun Jin-woo's daddy. But that'll be nice to see them bring in, you know, if it is his father, or if it's, I really hope it is his father, or if it's just another hunter that they just have made up from their own story. That'd be cool. They also have the addition of a new shadow that they're going to be adding. And then they've got the PV competition winning costumes are going to be distributed. So they specifically talk about the 1-year anniversary future plans as well. Those are going to be, the game officially launched on May 8th. We're a year into this now, so the first anniversary is here, and they're looking to deliver more content for us. And I think the game is in a really great position where we're currently at with you know, the number of players, the amount of money that the game is generating, and the amount of content that they're bringing to us. It's really planning out pretty well, and I'm pretty excited about experiencing Solo Leveling Arise through what NetEase has brought into the game. So I hope you guys enjoyed this content. If you did, hit that like and subscribe button. Until next time, guys, peace.